Okay, today we'll see one BAdI example, how to implement a BAdI. First we need to find, right, before going to implement something. For example, you got some functional requirement in a document, in a functional specification. Let's assume or I'll type it in Notepad. Let's assume this is a functional specification document. Who will prepare the functional specification document? Who will prepare the functional specification document?
Functional consent.
Functional
Yeah,
consultant will prepare. What it contains? Details of the functionality which we need to implement. For example, enhance the MM01 So our functional consultants asking us to add one custom logic to validate the material type and industry sectors to restrict the so we should restrict a specific combination. So we should not allow material type specific material type A and industry sector B. If user selected material type A and industry sector B, we should not allow the user to create the material. Okay, so that's what our functional consultant asking us to implement as a custom functionality. Now can you write a report program to achieve this? Can you achieve this functionality by writing SC38 report program? No, right? Where they are asking to add this logic? Where we need to
MM01,
add
sir.
this custom logic? In MM01
MM0.
transaction code. Is it a
MM01.
standard transaction code or custom transaction code?
Standard
Standard,
transaction.
Standard
sir.
one. It's a standard one. So we cannot go to the program and do the changes directly, right? Since it's a standard application. Then what are the options we have? We need to enhance. We need to enhance the MM01 application. We need to enhance the MM01 application. So here they'll provide few more details like what is the field name, material type. They'll provide the source table also. And they'll provide combination A and B should not be allowed. A and X should not be allowed. They'll provide which combination we should restrict. They'll provide all these details, right? Now to enhance the standard application, what are the options we have? User exit, customer
Customer.
exit,
Customer exist. BAdI.
BAdI,
Implicit.
implicit
Implement.
or explicit enhancements. This comes under enhancement framework. Implicit enhancement or explicit enhancement. Now, how we are going to choose? Now we have different options here available, different enhancement techniques. To achieve this functionality, to achieve this custom logic to be added to the standard functionality. So, which enhancement technique we need to use? How we can select the enhancement that is suitable? Can we use user exits? To use user exits should be available, right? Somewhere. SAP should have provided user exits somewhere in the standard program to achieve this functionality to add our custom logic. But user exits, where in which functional module mostly user exits will be available? In which functional area?
I think sales and
Why are you still
Sales
thinking?
and
Yesterday I
distribution.
have explained many times sales and distribution, like
Yes, yes, sales.
sales orders, invoice, delivery, billing. These kind of functionalities you can enhance using user exits, right? So what is the program we are trying to enhance? MM01. So what is the program for MM01 transaction code? Go to system, status. Here you can find the program name. Double click on the program. This is the standard program. Let's just search for user exits. Select in master program, user exit. There is no user exit available in any of the include programs. See, somewhere SAP should have maintained those form and end form in any of these include programs to write our custom functionality. Looks like user exits are not available. Let's search for customer exits, call customer function. Looks like customer exit references are also not available. Let's search for baddies. How can you search for baddies?
In SC80,
SC80, but how can you find using some keywords? CL exit
Call exit.
handler.
exit handler.
handler, CL exit handler method. Search for CL exit handler method. You can find, right? There are some references
Yes.
for CL exit handler. So it seems there are some BAdI definitions are available, right? But this is not the actual way to find. What you need to do, go to attributes.
Yes.
See, actually there is no specific thing, like you need to try multiple options sometimes. If you are not able to find by using these keywords, you need to search by package and make sure that there is no there is no customer exits or baddies available. You need to try multiple options to make sure there is no such option available. Now we have a package. Go to SMOD. Let's
Yes.
first try for customer exits. But what is the preferable approach? What is the preferable approach? First, we need to consider user exits, customer exits, baddies, implicit enhancement. What is the best approach we should consider?
BAdI.
Baddies.
BAdI.
So, right, first we need to check for baddies. If there is any baddie available, baddie definition provided by SAP. If that is available, use it. I'm searching for customer exits in SMOD by using package name. Click on continue. There are three customer exits available, right? Checks and enhancements is the one. Material master is the one. And we have three enhancements, but we don't know which one we can implement, right? Double click on this first one. Do we have any
Documentation.
documentation available for this? go to click on document and go to documentation. There is some documentation available. You can use this customer enhancement for material master for the following process: to extend the existing checks, to add checks for customer defined fields, to change the data. So what it is saying, to extend the existing checks, that means to add more validations, to add more validations, to add checks for the customer defined fields. If there are any custom fields, if there are any custom fields in the application, we can validate those custom fields, to change the data, to change any data that is entered in the screen, right? That is the documentation. Now go to components. There is one function module available. How can you decide that this is suitable to create our implementation? Double click on the function module. Observe importing and exporting parameters. Now compare with our requirement. What is our requirement? We need to validate material type and industry sector combination. What is the source table of material type?
Mara.
Mara. And industry sector, that is also Mara table. Now observe, do we have any importing parameters in this function module which contains Mara as a input? Do we have? We have, right?
Yes, sir.
We have a importing
Yes.
parameter, double Mara, type Mara table. So this should be suitable for our requirement. So it is allowing Mara table data as input, so that we can validate. We will get the values of MTART and MBRSH in this function module exit, in this customer exits, right? So standard program will pass MARA data to this customer exit function module, so that we can write the validation inside the include program, right? So this is suitable. Like that, you have to check structures one by one. MARC nothing but plant related structure. If you are validating anything related to plant, you need MARC structure. Double click on this. You will have plant details, material and plant combination. If you want to validate, MARC structure should be available. In MARA, we have material type and industry sector, right? So this customer exit should be suitable for our requirement, right? Can we implement the customer exit? First, we'll achieve same functionality using customer exit. Go to the function module and how to implement it. Double click on
In
this.
include program.
Include program.
Double click on the include program. Change. First time, it will show some warning here. First time, just press enter. It will create the include program. Okay. And you should save that include program in a package. Double click on the include program. Write your logic. What is your logic? We need to validate combination of material type and industry sector, right? How can you validate that?
Yes.
What is our input here? Where is this include program? This include program is calling inside a function module.
Function module.
So what is our input here? Whatever the importing parameters available in the function module, you can use all importing parameters and tables, exporting parameters inside the include program. Okay. And if you want to change any data, so now we are implementing a validation, but if you want to update any data, you need to use this Mara changing structure. You need to pass new value to the Mara structure, updated value. Okay. If you want to change any of the values. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
I'll keep this open in a new session. I'll keep this open in a new session. Please follow the exact steps. So I'm able to find one customer exit, but I am not sure what are the values I am receiving. What are the values I am receiving in this customer exit, and I don't know how to implement my logic. First I need to check what are the values that importing parameters are contains. For that I'll first keep a breakpoint and debug it. Break best. Observe, I'm not writing any code. I'm not writing any code here. Activate the breakpoint. Sorry, activate the include program. Now to activate the customer exit, to check this, what we need? We need to create a project, right? We need to create a project for this customer exit. Where?
CMOD.
CMOD.
Create one project and go to enhancement assignments and assign it to the package, sorry, project. Once you assign to the this project, okay, can you see this? MGA 00001 is already belongs to project project. Someone has already added this to a different project, so we cannot add it to a different project now. We need to use the same project proj. Go to CMOD. Okay, this is the project, so that is already being assigned here. Now let's check, is it active or not? Project seems not active. There is one warning symbol here. Let's go back and activate again. Project is activated, right? Now how can you test this? How can you test this? Go to MM01 and create a material to test this. You may need functional consultant help to create the test data. For example, I'm not entering any material number, it should generate automatically. I'm selecting some industry sector and material type. Click on enter. Internal number assignment is not possible for the material type. Looks like this material type is not configured properly. So I don't want to create all of these details. I'll just create only basic data for the material. Continue. I'll provide the material description. Observe here, if you enter material description, in which table it is going to save? This one. In which table it will be saved?
Mara table.
Mara table. Can you find material text or description in Mara table?
MA kit.
MAKT, right? If you create any text, it's going to save in table MAKT. Okay. Test material. Unit of measurement. Provide some unit of measurement. For example, I'll give EA. EA means each. Is there any mandatory
Each.
fields? No mandatory fields. So I'm just entering some mandatory data. I'm ignoring the rest of the details. Now click on save. Now which one is triggering? Which one is triggering?
Include program.
Include
Include
program,
programs.
sir.
Include program is triggering, but what it is, where we have this include program?
Function module.
Function module.
Function
Customer
module.
exit is triggering. Your customer exit function module is triggering here, right? Now check what are the inputs of this function module and how can you make use of these importing parameters to write your logic. Okay. Here observe, go to globals. Nothing here. Okay, global data is not available. Now What are the importing parameters of the function module? Already kept open somewhere. Or let me open. Is it C Mara? The same process even for BAdIs. We are not going to write the code directly. We are not going to implement the functionality directly. First, we need to make sure it is triggering or not, right? Then, once you confirmed that the customer exit or and BAdI is triggering relevant to our functionality, then implement your logic code. Okay, clear? Why it becomes slow? Does any one of you open the server? All of you? Yeah.
No.
CMARA is one of our importing parameter, right? It contains the data which we entered in the screen, right? We have entered unit of measurement as EA and material type as VKRM, and this is the industry sector. I think someone has configured at the date symbol for industry sector, but yeah, this is the material type and this is the industry sector what we have selected, right? This is the material number. Can you find this material number in MARA table, Mara table? Can you find this material number?
Yes, sir.
Let's check. Did we already created that material number or in the process of creating? Just think. We just click on save. Is it completed the transaction of MM01? No, right? It is just generated one number. Once we completed the execution, then that material number record will be created in the relevant tables like MARA, MAKT and different other tables. Okay. So this is just the material input what you have entered in the screen. Now by using this input, what is the importing parameter? C underscore Mara.
C underscore Mara.
By using this C underscore Mara, we need to write our logic. Now let's check. Enter the material number, execute. This material number is not available because our transaction is still in progress. We stopped at the customer exit, right? Now by using C underscore Mara importing parameter, we can write our logic to achieve our functionality. Okay. But to change any data, what we can use? This one. Sorry, C underscore Mara is a changing parameter. What is importing parameter? W underscore Mara. This is the
Mara.
importing parameter what we need to use. But if you want to change anything, which parameter you need to use?
C
C
underscore
C
Mara.
underscore.
underscore Mara.
Ideally, both should contain same data, but we cannot change the importing parameter, right? To update any values. So now tell me, what is the unit of measurement we have selected?
Each piece EA.
EA, right? If you want to update it to based on some condition, if you want to update it to some kg, you can do it here. For that, which parameter you need to use? C
Changing
underscore
parameter.
Mara, changing parameter. Now I am executing it, F8. Everything is completed. Now go to the table and check the data for the same material number. Execute. Your material record is created, right? What is the unit of measurement? Kg.
kg.
Because we
kg.
updated the data inside a enhancement. Depends on some condition. Okay, clear? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Now let's
Yes.
write our code. Can we write it directly?
No.
I'll modularize this. ZCL underscore. I've created some class. Create class. We can also write directly, but that is not recommended. Validate material data. Instance method. Visibility will be public or protected. Validate material type and industry sector combination. Now what should be the inputs for this method? What we need to pass as inputs? We need material type and industry sector, right? So when you are
Yes, sir.
calling it in the include program, what would be our input? W underscore Mara, right? Where is that function module? This one should be our input, right? What is the type of this? Mara. So let's define one
Mara.
importing parameter, type Mara. Same type what we have in the function module. Uh, is underscore, since it's a structure, type importing parameter. Or we can see here in this case, right? We can use importing parameter or exporting parameter because both contains same values. Okay, you can use any of these parameters to write your validation, but to change any values you need to pass that new value to CMARA structure. Okay. Okay, what is the type? Mara. we'll
Mara.
take we'll take changing parameter also to update some values, right? Based on some condition we'll update some values. We'll also add that functionality. For that, what is the type you have to take? What is the type of export this changing parameter? Use the same type, MARU. Use the same type. For example, changing, right? CS underscore Mara MARU. Okay, now go to the methods, write our logic. What is our logic? If, what is the method signature? Click on the signature. If is underscore Mara hyphen mtrt equal to some combination. Define what is the, let's take values from the table. We'll take the same combination. VKHM. Can we use hard coded values? Can we use hard coded values like this? Please answer. Can we use or not? I can't hear you. Is everyone able to hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Can we use hard-coded values in the program?
No.
What we need
No.
to use?
Constants.
We need to define constants.
Yes.
LC type RT value.
Weak age.
Check the relevant data element in the table. So instead of hard-coded values, use constants. Okay. Now this is our condition. Now if it is a combination, we need to write some error message. Some message type error message. Can we use a message like this?
No. Text. Selecting
Create a
message.
text symbol. Okay.
Text symbols.
Create a text symbol. If you double click on this, it should automatically create the text symbol. Write like this in brackets and double click on this. It should directly take you to the text symbol. It will automatically populate that shortcut to create the text symbol. Okay.
Okay.
Next time use triple 000234 like that. Okay. It will automatically create the text symbol for this. Now we have the validation. Now we have one more functionality, that is change the unit of measurement or some value, whatever the value that is, or populate some field. For example, we'll populate C underscore Mara. What is a field with the unit of measurement value? Check that in the table. I think this one, MEINS, base unit of measurement. MEINS. You can check that in debug mode as well. If equal to EA, define a constant. Don't hard code the value here. And what I would like to pass, if user entered unit of measurement as EA, I want to replace that with kg. Okay. If user entered different unit of measurement, do nothing. Okay. That's my requirement. Pretty printer, not everything uppercase keyword. Yeah. Pretty printer. Now activate the method. Activate all related. Now our method is activated. Our functionality is ready. Now call this method inside where your customer exit include program. Simply call this method. Don't write any code here. How to call the instance method? You need to create an object. What is the syntax? Forgot
New
already.
class name.
Oh, sir, class name.
Hmm. Since we don't have any constructor for this class, we are not passing any importing parameters.
Yes.
Actually, you don't need to create a separate method. Constructor will also work here. You can just create a constructor method, because that functionality should automatically execute, right? That validation functionality. Now, how to call the method? Go to pattern, wrap object patterns, instance nothing but object, class name, and choose your method,
Method name.
right? And pass your importing parameters. What is the importing parameter? I think W Mara, I think.
Mara.
Observe, check in your customer exit function module. For changing parameter, C,
C.
C.
Mara.
check, no syntax errors, right? And always try to maintain some text, help text. What is the functionality of this method within comments? Okay. Now activate the exit, sorry, include program. Guys, one thing, please remember one thing. When you are working in the projects, right? You are going to create, when you are working on some enhancements, use one small tip like this. Don't enable code for all the users, right? Don't enable the code for all the users. First, let's execute only for you. Don't let this enhancement execute for everyone. Okay? How can you restrict that? How can you restrict this functionality should be executed for only you, not for any other users? Everyone will have a separate user ID, right? To log in, just add some condition. If sy hyphen uname equal to your user ID, whatever the user ID it is. Now, this functionality will execute only for you. It won't trigger for any other users, because when you are writing the code, there might be a lot of errors, exceptions when you are writing the code. Until you complete the development and testing, you may come across a lot of errors, right? When you enable the code for everyone, if some functional consultant is testing the same application, right, MM01, they might have errors or exceptions when they try to access the transaction code, because you are implementing some logic here, right? So that's why first enable code only for you. Once it is working fine, then remove this condition, so that it will work for everyone. Okay, clear?
Clear.
That is not mandatory, but
Yes,
if
sir.
you use that, so you can minimize the communication. Like, since you are working on that, everyone is going to contact you. Hey, there is some error in the application. Please check it, look into that, like that, right? And they can't work on anything until you complete all your errors, right? To avoid that, just use your user ID. So our customer exit is already active in a CMOD. That is already active, right? In CMOD. Now, how to test this? Now, how to test this? By creating a new material number, we can test this. Go to MM01, create one more material number. Sorry, don't need to select the material number, it will automatically generate. What are the options you need to select? Select the industry sector and material type. I'm selecting the same material, same industry sector and material type what we have selected earlier, automobile industry and additional. Now click on enter or continue. Deselect all of this and select only basic data because we have very limited knowledge on the functional configurations. Enter the description. Some description. Provide some base unit of measurement. I am selecting EA. That's it. I am not going to select any other data for now. Just click on save. What it is saying?
Material type
It is not saving the material. It stopped here. Material type and industry sector not
not
valid.
valid.
So from where this is triggering from?
Function
From where this message is triggering? From our customer exit logic, right? Keep a breakpoint here. Keep a breakpoint and click on save again. Click on save again. Our customer exit is triggering, right? Username is best so that the functionality should trigger. We are passing importing parameter and changing parameter. Go to F5. What is the material type? VKR HM. Industry sector same. So condition is true. Then we are raising a message. What type of message? Error message. That's why the process is going to stop. It's not going to execute further, right? Clear? Now let's go back and select the different combination. Instead of this, I'll select some other material type, or I'll change chemical industry. I'll select chemical industry. Continue. Some material number, unit of measurement, EA, save. Now industry sector is different, right? That's why now industry sector is different. That's why our validation is failed. So it is not going to that error message. Now what is the unit of measurement? EA. If it is EA, we are updating that unit of measurement to kg inside a
is
enhancement. Now material is created. Now go and check the material in table. What is the previous material number? 6511, right? It should be 2. Next material number. Next available number. Or I'll use current today's date. This one. Is this one or different one? I don't think this is the one we created. FERT. Someone has created this. Let me try again. Create one more material. I'll select mechanical engineering and material type as raw material. raw material, click on continue. Okay, looks like configuration is not available. Basic data, provide unit of measurement, provide the material description, click on save, F8. Update debugging has been triggered. Someone has enabled the debugger. Let me remove the debugging first and create it. Remove the debugging and creating again. Continue. Now it is created. Material number is created. 650015. Go to the table. Just refresh. I think previous materials
Yes.
also created, but it took some time to update in the table, right? So we entered EA, but inside the enhancement, we have updated it to kg, right? Since it's a different material type and industry sector combination, we're able to create the material. Okay, like that, any functionality, whatever required, you can implement inside the customer exits, right? Clear?
Yes.
Can we
Listen.
can we quickly check BAdI also, how to create BAdI implementation for the same functionality?
Okay.
Now, now first we need to find a BAdI, right? For that, when we need a BAdI, when we enter the data, and when we click on save, now we need to check what are the BAdIs available to validate our data. For that, what we need to do to find a suitable BAdI, go to
Yes.
CL exit handler. Or, yeah, C80 is one way, finding the package name and go there. But there we have list of BAdIs. We need to go by one to check the suitable BAdI. Here,
Get instance.
get instance method, and inside the get instance method, keep a breakpoint at this method. Now, so we need to find all the BAdIs which are triggering when we click on save. Now one BAdI is triggered. We don't know whether it is suitable for our requirement or not. Go to SC18 where we can check the BAdI definitions. Go to BAdI name, check the importing parameters and interface methods and importing parameters available. But when you activate the sale exit handler, right, it will trigger for every step. We have interface method. Check is this method suitable for you or not. For that, what you need to do, check the parameters, importing parameters of that interface method. These are the importing parameters. We have material data available, right? MARA as importing. So you can use this
Listen.
BAdI. Let's check, is there any other BAdIs available? Here F8 again, there is one more BAdI available, BAdI material ref, BAdI material check, BAdI material check. The name is very familiar. Go and check this BAdI definition. The CL exit handler will trigger for every step. Okay, just press F8. Observe this. What is the method we have for checks and limit changes to the material master table? So we can check the material master data. What are the importing parameters? We have Mara, Marcy, all these importing parameters, right? And changing Mara, we can also change the data, right? Which is similar to our customer exit, right? Whatever we implemented, same parameters we have here.
Yes.
So it seems this BAdI is suitable for our requirement, right? Material, BAdI material check. I'm removing the breakpoint. Now I got my BAdI to be implemented. Now what is the next step? Create the implementation for BAdI. What is the transaction code to create implementation?
SC19.
SC19.
SC19. Create implementation. Provide the BAdI definition name, BAdI material check, create. Now we are creating the BAdI implementation. Always follow some naming convention. For example, Z mm, underscore EI. EI means implementation, enhancement implementation. It will take any name, okay? But we have to provide proper naming standards. Continue. Provide the description. What is the next step? Go to interface. Now observe here, name of the implementing class. It is automatically proposing one class name. If you want, you can change the class name, but it is automatically proposing this name to implement the interface methods. This is the
Interface.
interface, right? If you want to uh, provide a different name, you can provide a different name here, so that the class will be generated whatever the name you want. Okay. Now, what is the method suitable for our requirement? Check data, right? Now we implement the
Yes, sir.
method. How to implement?
Double click on check data.
Double click on it, create it. Always in your projects use proper package name. For now I am using local package. Now this is our BAdI implementation interface method. Now what is the functionality you need to write here? Depends on your requirement. For now, to save some time, I'll just copy our customer exit functionality same as it is. Here also use your username. When it is in the development phase, use your username to execute only for your user ID. So I've added the code and activate this. Activate everything, whatever relevant for this BAdI, including classes, methods, and everything. This one, right? This is our BAdI implementation. Select all the whatever relevant to your method and class and implementation. Activate everything. WMARA is unknown. Why WMARA is unknown? There might be different parameters here. Oh, sorry. Which method we implemented? Different method. I think I've selected the wrong method. Go back. No. I think this is not the method. We need to check data, right? We need to implement. I've
Yes.
created the WMR same. Somewhere I did a mistake. I think in the previous method I forgot to remove something.
Class name, sir.
Class name is same, right?
And if
Must
sir.
be and if
And if
activate activate all the relevant objects for this enhancement, including implementation. There is one more error. I think previously we entered in a different method, right? We need to remove that in this check mass marc some method. Okay, I removed the code. Now activate again. Method is active. Go back to your implementation. Is it active or inactive?
inactive.
Inactive.
Inactive
So
sir.
as long as it is inactive, your custom logic is not going to work. You need to activate the enhancement. If you want to deactivate this in production system, you can simply go to SC19 and deactivate this. If you don't want this custom logic to be executed. Okay. Now your enhancement is completed. Now just observe, just observe this class. Go and open in SC24, which is generated here. Display. So what are these methods which are added to this class? What are these methods? Interface methods, right? So you can easily identify interface methods using tilde operator, right? So I told you interfaces are alternative for multiple inheritance, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
How
Yes
they are
sir.
going to support multiple inheritance? Because every method will contain the interface name separating tilde operator, right? For example, there is we have added two interfaces to the class, same class. Two interfaces contain same method called check data, called check data. But is it going to be a duplicate method? The name contains interface name also, right? So interface 1 check data and interface 2 tilde operator check data. Method name is same, but it represents two different interface. That's why they are not duplicate names, right? That's why you can add like multiple interfaces with the same method name. You can add interfaces here in the interface section, and you can implement the method here by double clicking on that. Okay. Now our implementation is ready. Now we have two enhancements, right? Customer exit and BAdI. Which one is going to work? We have two active enhancements. One is in the form of customer exit and another one is in the form of BAdI. Which one is going to work?
BAdI.
Which one is going to work? Both will execute. Both will execute since there are two different enhancement techniques available, right? Which is duplicate functionality, right? So usually we go by any one enhancement option, either by BAdI or customer exit. Okay. For that, what you need to do? Deactivate one enhancement. What I'll do, I'll go to customer exit. and deactivate it. How to deactivate it? Simply go to CMOD, go to that project and deactivate the project. Your project is deactivated now. To check that, go to components. They are in red, right? That means they are inactive. Now test your implementation. Maybe I'll keep a breakpoint in this method, check data method. Go to mm01, create a material, continue, save. Which one is executing now? BAdI, right? So BAdI is executing. So materials are not being created in debug mode. Just remove the debugging and create it. Okay. This is how you can implement the customer exits and BAdIs. For any transaction code, the process is same. But what is difficult thing here? Finding suitable customer exit or suitable BAdI by going
BAdI.
through documentation or C80, different things. Okay.
Yes.
So code, whatever the code they have provided in the functional specification, we need to implement that. Clear? So please practice. So for material, right, you multiple can be created. Multiple implementations can be created. You can use a BAdI to implement your own logic. How to check there are multiple implementations for this BAdI definition or not? Go to SC18, enter the BAdI name, BAdI definition name, display implementation overview. It will display there are multiple implementations. 1, 2, 3, 4 implementations are already there. There are only two active implementations and remaining two are inactive. Remaining, these are all standard implementations. Okay. So what type of BAdI it is? It is a multi-use BAdI or not? Let's check. It is a multi-use BAdI. That means everyone create their own implementation and all the implementations will trigger. If there are multiple implementations, which implementation is going to trigger? All the active implementations are going to be triggered. Okay, along with the standard functionality. If there are 10 implementations, all the 10 implementations logic will be triggered. Okay, clear? Okay then, please practice.